all they really accomplish right now is keeping the protoss contained, which that'd be good if he was a Terran, but as a protoss, you just want to sit back and macro right now anyways. Look at that, he's already getting his Stargate. You can tell he's trying to go up to that mothership. So he really doesn't want to attack anytime soon anyways. So the mutas, if they don't do economic damage and they don't prevent the protoss from taking a fourth, they're kind of useless. I mean, you can threaten base trades if you get a lot of them. There's a fleet beacon immediately on the way, in case there's any doubt and thinking that he was going to go, like, Phoenix or something instead. He's trying to deny that fourth base, though. Roaches, Lings, and Mutas coming in. We're going to have to see a cancel on that Nexus. It's about to go down. Forces go down, but they're not the best. They let a lot of units... Oh, my God, no cancel on the Nexus. 300 potentially return minerals down the drain. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm, like, feverishly watching the minimap, thinking, does Crank have anything? He's got this Observer over here. He's checking for extra bases. He hasn't scouted this fourth over here yet. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have taken this space. It wouldn't be wise to expand in the direction of the Zerg unless you're very confident. But doesn't have anything like a Warp Prism or... oh, I love this. Doesn't have anything like a Warp Prism or a Forward Pylon. I love this play by the Zerg. Just follow that Observer with the Overseers who can bring your Mutas over and take it out. But he's got to be careful with his Roaches. You don't want to start losing those to Blinkstalkers and Immortals very cost inefficiently. Finally, there's the Hive on the way. So he's going to be able to start taking up 2 Infestor Broodlord. He already has air attacks level 2 and the Baneling speed. What? What? Are we going to see Baneling drops or something? This is pretty bizarre. Mothership's already on the way though for Crank, and once that gets 100 energy, I'm pretty sure he'll start to move out and go kill his opponent. I'm not sure what we have prepared for that. Banelings can be a pretty crazy counter to Mothership play if the Protoss puts a lot of units into the Vortex. In other words, if they're dumb. You can send your Banelings in and it'll blow up everything as they pop out, but it's just pretty crazy to just put Banelings in there without an Overlord. You want to put them in Overlords, Speed Overlords, because otherwise your opponent could just force field them out. Colossi are going to be very effective against them. More Colossi are on the way. Mothership about 2/3 of the way done. He's getting that Colossus range, and he's starting to get those armor upgrades. I'm really surprised he's not going for the shield upgrades, actually, as opposed to the armor upgrades. He's using Blinkstalkers, but it looks like we're going to have an engagement from the Zerg. Look at this. He's just posturing. Oh, such excellent play by this Zerg player. He's just posturing forward and forcing the Protoss to prepare for an engagement, waste energy when he only has 2 sentries, throw down force fields, Blinkstalkers back, get prepared to engage with Banelings, and then just use the Mutas to snipe the fourth. Absolutely amazing play. If you can deny that fourth repeatedly, it really, really hurts the Protoss. They need that 8 gas. Be able to, go up to Templar tech, etc. There's finally the Greater Spire on the way. Mothership has popped out, so Greater Spire a little bit late. Generally, you want, you're trying to get the Mothership in response to Broodlords as opposed to getting Broodlords in response to the Mothership. Oh, he's just going to go for an attack over here at the front. Baneling streaming in. The Forge goes down. Was that before? Well, of course it was before. No, +1 armor actually finished. So, didn't even prevent that. Baneling's just kind of getting used up on buildings, which is not really what you want to be using them on. And Roaches might get caught here by a force field on the ramp. No, they don't. But they're going to be taken out just a bit by that aggressive blink. Both players pretty much staying around max, though. So, I mean, he's just kind of getting rid of food and trying to be effective with his, trading. He's just trying to trade, maybe slightly cost inefficiently, but for the most part, as efficient as possible to free up some supply for those Broodlords. But that's not a lot, and he doesn't have Infestors. So, just kind of Roach, Baneling, Broodlord without Corruptor support either. Just gonna be with Muta support. It just doesn't seem like the composition to be dealing with mass Blinkstalker Colossus Mothership. Of course, he knows there's already a Mothership out here, so hopefully he'll reinforce with some more Overseers. Look at this play by Crank. So smart. He knew those Mutas were there, so it looked like he was going to go be aggressive, but somehow he has the game sense to know that his opponent would probably counterattack over here, even though he didn't see them coming. Sent his whole army back over to defend, and avoided losing his fourth again because of that. Great play. So many spines up here for the Zerg. Oh, War Prism speed on the way into War Prism. So, and air armor to try to keep that that Mothership from getting sniped by those Mutas too quickly. He's going to go ahead and get Observer speed as well as that War Prism speed. A couple of Roaches going for a counterattack yet again. Just free up food and try to be as cost efficient as possible. Maybe you can pick off some important tech. Oh, nice. Just use that burrow play wherever there aren't cannons, wherever there aren't observers. That's why it's important he picked out the forward cannon earlier on. And the Observer's out of position. Look at this. Crank bringing his whole army out of position just for a couple Roaches. This could be an excellent opportunity for the Zerg to hit the fourth. No, Crank realizes his mistake, sends him back. Smart move. That would have been awful. But he might lose some crucial tech right now. Fleet Beacon might end up going down, which means if the Mothership gets sniped, it can't be rebuilt quick enough. Now he's going to go for preventing the Colossus tech. Now he's just going to use some burrow shenanigans. Unfortunately, the Observer is in position, though. Meanwhile, our Zerg player finally going to take the whole map. Seems a little bit late now, but maybe he just didn't feel comfortable doing that earlier with his 2K mills. Or whatever it was he had. We do have 8 Broodlords here. No Corruptors. Oh, there we go. 7 more Corruptors on the way. Maybe they'll just be for more Broodlords. Finally, he's mixing in Infestors. He's got Neural Parasite on the way. He's getting additional upgrades for his ground units. Unfortunately, no Carapace upgrades, though. Just attack upgrades. And does he have any attack upgrades for his Roaches? Does he even have any more Roaches left? He might have just completely gotten rid of all of his Roaches in his composition. Yeah, he doesn't have Roaches, so not going for that at all. Just used up those Roaches. 5th on the way, though, from Crank in the top left. It looks like he's going to go down to get ready to attack this bottom right base. Does have a War Prism there, though. So could just put on some aggression with that. Unfortunately, he's max. It's always... you always hate that as protoss in the late game. It's like, oh, I want to go for some harassment. Let me warp this into phasing. Oh, I'm full up on food. 2 Zealots being warped in. I'm surprised he doesn't have Dark Templar tech by now to just do that to be able to pick this off. 2 Zealots could be picked off by like a couple of Lings going down there, but Broodlords are starting to move forward for the engagement, and he's spreading them out somewhat. He needs to spread them out a little bit more. You got to be careful if you take a Vortex right now. It could be pretty brutal, and I believe he has the energy to get double Vortex, but oh, the Mothership a little bit out of position. He's going to snipe with the Mutas. He's going in for it. Oh, we can see the Vortex. He has enough for 2 Vortexes right now. He needs a Vortex. There we go. Oh, that was close. You can't let that get sniped by Mutas. You got a Vortex. Pick him off. But right now, Broodlords are killing absolutely everything. He just doesn't have what he needs to deal with it, and he's not even going to have anything to deal with those Mutas, so it ends up being a wasted Vortex. Oh, there we go. He's going to bring over his Stalkers to make sure he takes out all those Mutas. That's a good move. You really need to take those out after using up that Vortex, but they might be able to snipe down the Mothership. They're going for it. He needs another Vortex. He has the energy. Oh, no, loses it without another Vortex. Now these Broodlords have nothing to counter them besides Blink Stalkers on their own. And just Blink Stalkers, well, they could be good against Broodlords since the Broodlords don't really have much support other than 3 Queens. Generally, if they have Infestors or Roaches or Hydras or something below them, they're a little more effective. But still, he just doesn't have the Blink Stalker count to be able to deal with them. These Broodlords, though, are getting a little bit out of territory. They could be blinked under and killed right here. I'm surprised he doesn't just continue taking out this base. All right, he's still got 2 taking that out. Still, nothing has gone over to the top left. He's just going for the kill blow. This can be a great move. You know, if the Protoss loses their Mothership, it takes... frankly, a stupid amount of time for the Mothership to come back and get 100 energy again. So if you lose your Mothership, sometimes it's just game over, PvZ. And, you know, Crank's in this replay. I'm hoping he has some miracle way to come back here. But it's certainly not looking like it yet. If the Zerg just goes straight for your production like this, it's like, how do you come back? He's trying to build up Void Rays since he knows there are no Corruptors for his opponent, only Broodlords. That can be an excellent way to come back if your opponent makes a mistake of not leaving enough anti-air in there. But he's losing his Archons. You need those Archons in there for once that Mothership comes out. You need them to be able to pick off the Mutas as well for your Void Rays to be effective. You should see the Void Rays are on the way. Hopefully he'll make some more Corruptors here. He's at 170 food, so he could just remax. Like, he has so much money right now. I hope this Zerg is just going to make... There we go. Why not like 20 Corruptors? You know what I mean? Prevent your opponent from winning with Void Rays. But our poor Protoss, Crank, our hero, is he's falling. He's falling. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe the Zerg will let him remax by like moving away and going for that top left base. But it's still going to be maxed against 125 food Protoss, who has no income and no money, against a Zerg who could be maxed at any moment if he decides to replenish his unit composition, doesn't know what he needs to replenish it with yet, and has money in the bank. So this is just like an almost unwinnable position. Maybe if he gets 100 energy off and gets off the best Vortex of all time, maybe then he can win this game. Not sure why we saw Zealots warped in when he's actually really low on minerals and has some gas, but the Zealots do really nothing for him. But to each their own. Unfortunately, he's trying to move across the map with almost the slowest unit of all time. Oh, you might be able to pick off some of these Queens by themselves. That would be so big. If you can prevent the transfuses, it's a huge deal. He only has 4 Archons, so we'll see how well the Archon total will work out. He doesn't quite have the energy. 10 more energy. Oh no, where are the Corruptors? If the Mutas can pick off this Mothership again, it's got 5 energy. He needs to split up those Broodlords. Split up your Broodlords, Zerg. Split them up. All right, he's splitting them up. Where's the Vortex? Vortex goes off. 3 Broodlords go in. 4 Broodlords go in. And this doesn't look like Crank's going to be able to take this. There are just... Well, as I say that, where are the Infestors? Oh, the Infestors are caught by themselves on the side. And actually, he's losing all his Broodlords, so I may have to eat my words here. As the Broodlords get decimated by those Archons, because he did not split them up quite well enough. And if Crank wins this, it'll just be like the silliest thing of all time. Zerg has so much money. I mean, he could just He could max on roaches and win the game. But he's making corruptors right now. I can't believe he might actually lose this game. Lots of spines here, lots of broodlords as well. Fortunately, he didn't save those queens in order to use them in the last game. Transfuse, man, transfuse! Ah! Oh no, he's just gonna lose a full energy queen. Like a full energy queen is like 4 broodlord HPs. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. Finally, he gets some corruptors in here to deal with the void rays, but it's too late. He's lost all his broodlords. That's what happens, man. That's what happens if, as a Zerg, you make a ridiculously greedy decision to make nothing but broodlords and not leave any corruptors in your unit composition. Remember that moment when he was at, like, look at his food, look at his money. What is he doing right now? You have 37 larvae and you have nothing in production. What are you doing? This is an awesome comeback for Crank, no doubt, but I have no idea what the Zerg is doing right now. He is just giving up the game. Finally 13 roaches are made, but it's too little too late. These void rays are just they're gonna get charged on these broodlords, and yet again he didn't leave a single corruptor. Morphed everything into broodlords. I can't believe what I'm seeing right here. Crank long distance mining with a whole bunch of probes as that Nexus finishes. This bottom right base gonna have to be sacrificed. Is he gonna be able to save any of these drones? No, he will not. They all go down. He's down to just 12 drones against 20 probes. What a low econ late game here. Just gonna go for some counterattack over the top left. There are actually no cannons left there, and this is why you need Dark Shrine late game. 2 Zealots, not going to help you. Waste 200 minerals down the drain when you're on really low econ, and those 200 minerals are so important. 2 DTs would have prevented all of this from doing any damage, and you still would have had this base still alive. But he's probably still going to win the game because this mothership has another 100 energy, and this Zerg really doesn't like building corruptors. He's only got 3 corruptors in here. Finally has used up all of his money, but not in efficient ways. And now these spine crawlers are being taken out one at a time by the Colossi. 51 kill Colossus, 45 kill Colossus, 12 kill Mothership, 29 kill Archon just died. There's the Archon toilet, just absolutely perfect. Only 3 broodlords outside. Everything's getting killed. Void Ray's doing way too much damage. Roach is streaming in. Fungal goes down. Last broodlord goes into the Archon toilet for what reason I can't imagine. And Crank's gonna take this game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We should be seeing. There it is. GG gets called out. What an unbelievable comeback from Crank. Excellent decisions to just abandon his natural, be like, all right, kill all my tech, kill my 4th, kill my 3rd, kill everything I have. I'm just going to wait until I have 200 energy on my mother, or I'm just going to wait till my next mothership comes out. I'm going to try to build up a bunch of void rays. And to be honest, not to discredit Crank because he played phenomenally there, but that was kind of more the Zerg losing the game than it was Crank winning at the end. He made so many ridiculous mistakes, just not leaving a single corruptor to deal with the possibility of a void ray switch, so that like 2 void rays were able to take out every single broodlord. Not splitting up his broodlord army that much, so that he just got decimated by that Archon toilet. Not keeping his queens in the back so that they wouldn't get vortexed, and never ever throwing down a single transfuse all game, despite having 3 full energy queens there with his broodlords. Not having his infestors in position to be able to throw down fungals or infested terrans into the vortex to keep the Archons out of position. And not just straight up killing off his opponent when he had all those broodlords in position, instead sending them out across the map, where they then ended up getting picked off. So, unfortunate play from the Zerg, but excellent comeback from Crank. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this awesome showcase match. And hope we'll be back with more games shortly. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, you can just click next video. No problem at all. But if you want to follow the Korean Weekly, which is a tournament that these players play in all the time, which is what I cast regularly, what ESV TV started with, check it out. You can follow on Twitter at Korean Weekly. You can also follow ESV TV at ESV TV. Subscribe to us on YouTube, of course. Click that little yellow button. I think it's still yellow. I haven't checked in a while. I believe it's still in the top right of the screen. So check that out. And if you want to follow me, I'm at ORBTL on Twitter. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.